people looking down at their phone and stuff like that. You like that? Because it's distracting. It's like, are you looking at a text message or are you researching some stuff?
That's why we're talking to each other.
And then something can pop up on my phone which distracts me and stuff.
It pops up on your computer too because you have your text messages and your emails on your computer.
Not like, but I don't get that many when I'm on there. My notifications on social media is a different thing. We gonna do it. See how it look. See how it keeps my attention.
Okay. Ready?
You fucked it loose, bitch.
I just put this one new in.
Nasty ass. I hope you disinfected this whole damn table too.
I did. Actually. With the disinfectant wipes.
Thank you. You should have set it on fire like the fucking people in Brazil was doing.
That chair has booty juice though. I'm just kidding. Welcome back to another episode of Shit I'm 30 with me, your host, Carla Ramirez.
And your host, Anthony Bertram. Let me move this out of the way. Jesus.
Oh.
Had my roller and everything on there.
Paraphernalia, is that what that's called?
Child, I ain't got no. I don't know nothing. Who's on drugs?
What the fuck?
What?
So welcome back to another week. Are we crooked?
It looks that way just a little bit.
Right?
Just a little bit. He's. But it's fine. It is cricket though, because this side is like deeper. Does it show us balance on the
It's not gonna do that because there's this little piece on here.
Are we gonna have to stop and let this charge up and stuff?
Hopefully not. We should be able to run. It should run an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's my other memory card thing that I let you at the 128 gig?
No,
Okay,
that's
good.
the 128 gig.
Okay, so the
You had
64.
a 32.
I thought it was 64. Bitch.
Yeah, I had a 64. No, it was 32.
All right, I believe you. Where's my Hennessy hat that I left in New York? That you were supposed
it's
to
in the
bring?
back. I haven't washed it. It's disgusting.
So you weren't gonna tell me that you have it?
We're gonna start over. Don't do the who's on drugs.
Why not?
Because people already
No, but you've been on the
questioning
podcast a million times. That ain't got shit to do with me, bitch. I can reference anybody that's been on this podcast. A lot.
Twice.
And a half.
How and a half?
Because it just didn't air, but it was there. We did a whole episode with them.
It's not
3 episodes that I personally done with Waz, which is not bad. I'm not saying anything bad.
There are
about
2 episodes
that people know about.
I don't know about the other one because I don't know what the fuck we said because we don't have any evidence
Well,
of it.
that's you, but we did it. Who's on drugs?
Welcome back to another episode of Shit I'm 30 with me, your host, Carla Ramirez.
And your boy, Anthony Bertram.
This is the 3rd time we've introduced ourselves. You're only going to hear it once.
How was your weekend, friend?
It was great, actually. I probably had one of the best weekends I've had in a very long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what did you do?
None of your business.
I saw you shopping for boats and shit.
No one else saw that but you.
Oh.
Yes. That was a FaceTime call, not Instagram.
Oh, okay. Well.
And you talk about me having a big mouth?
About you shopping for boats?
Yeah. I was just looking at boats.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't say anything else. I'm glad you had a good weekend.
I did. What did you do? I feel like you've been turning the fuck up. No, seriously. I know we talked about it a little while ago, but you've been turning up a lot.
Really?
I feel like you've just been out.
Really?
Yeah, like you just been doing a lot of, because you were doing it with the realtor people and you were doing it with friends. You've been out here.
I went on a date. That was horrible.
You've been,
Bitch,
you
yes,
did.
I talked about it in therapy. A friend of mine hit me up and asked me, sent me a picture of a boy and told me, what do I think? And I said, bitch, stay away from him. He crazy. And he was like, oh, bitch, I wasn't talking about for me. I was talking about for you. So I was like, what the fuck? No, I was like, I met him 10 years ago. I just remember the interaction with us. He was a friend of mine. And he was just like, he just wasn't all there for me. But it was 10 years ago, bitch. He was 19. I was 21.
That's a very long time ago.
Right. So I decided to give it a chance, especially when my homeboy told me that he was a flight attendant for Delta. So I was like, oh, bitch, Delta benefits, bitch.
I was excited when you told me. I was ready to be like, call me Carlos, bitch. Does he want to talk to me?
Right. I was like, maybe I could put up with some shit. Long story short, went on a date and the shit. He was still crazy like he was 10 years ago. So I'm learning to follow my motherfucking first mind and my intuition, to be honest with you.
You definitely were very against it. But we were
from the beginning
being thirsty with this Delta.
With the flight benefits, yeah, and just wasting my motherfucking time. End up having
you
to
left
pay for
out of
my
there.
own drinks.
It was a waste of my fucking time. I'm like, damn, you just left.
I kept telling the dude though, like, I'm like, dude, you're gonna talk yourself out of this because he prejudged me before getting to know me. I guess I intimidated him because a lot of things kept coming up about intimidating and all this other shit and what I'm looking for in life. And I'm like, dude, listen, I'm just here to have drinks with you. That's it. I'm not trying to put you in no relationship category, no friendship category, anything like that. I'm just here just to see where this can go.
Just to get to know each other.
Just to get to know each other. Yeah, because, 10 years is a long time. And obviously you don't remember.
I don't know who I was 10 years ago. I don't even remember.
Bitch, 5 years ago, I can't tell you who the fuck I was.
I can't tell you how I was last year.
So I'm like, I'm giving you a chance, but you blowing it. And he sure did. He blew the fuck out of it. out the fucking water. It was horrible.
Some terrorist type shit.
Right. I was trying to look past it for the fucking benefits.
Yeah. I would have done the same thing. I would have gone on a date. Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah. I told my therapist, she laughed. She's like, understandable. I mean, shit. Flights are expensive, bitch.
Tell me about it.
Travel the fucking world.
Listen. It's a lot. So if anyone out there has benefits, I know you can lose your job if you were to give them to anyone else or you sell them. But on the low, hit me a DM. I won't tell.
I damn sure won't tell. Actually, I don't pretend to be your spouse because I know if I am your spouse or a child or your parent, you get free flight. So we can work this out. Just depends on your age and your situation.
You get free Patreon.
Yeah. Hello. Somebody.
We got you.
Bitch, I talk to your ass on the phone. Fuck Patreon, bitch. We will be friends. You can call me 30 minutes once a week. You can break that up however you want to. But, bitch, we can work something out. Shit.
No, seriously. But this week on our Shit You Should Know, we're going to talk about something that's been going on social media lately. And I wasn't aware of it before. And apparently a lot of people in their country isn't aware of it either because they don't even have it on their news. Like, they don't broadcast it.
It hasn't been broadcasted at all.
Right. So the fires that are going on in the Amazon, they're saying that Jair Bolsonaro, which is their president, is the actual person to blame. I saw a article on theguardian.com, and it says that as the world watches in horror and terror of the Amazon burning, scientists made it clear that the cause, principally, if not entirely, is due to human activity, which apparently it's normal. We're finding this out now because I don't think I've ever heard about the Amazon burning like this.
Yeah.
It says, in Brazil, the human activity has human names and faces, those of Jair Bolsonaro and the Brazilian president and his extremist environment minister is Ricardo Salles. They have not merely permitted these devastating fires, but they're encouraging it and fueled them. So I think it was Dex who was here. She has a friend from Brazil, and she's telling her, or her family's like, we don't know anything about it because they don't broadcast it. They don't put it anywhere. And then come to find out, I'm thinking when I'm seeing it on social media, I'm like, oh my God, a fire broke out. But as I was talking to my friend, he's like, isn't there a lot of water in the Amazon? I'm like, yeah, it's a rainforest. It can't be that easy for it to catch on fire. So it makes so much sense that it's like humans are doing it for cattle, apparently.
Well, right now it's this dry season. Right now in the Amazon, and then in September it's the peak dry season. So this is the perfect time to go ahead and set fires, to go ahead and clear this out. So basically what I've discovered, I have another friend that's a coworker. His wife is Brazilian, and his mom was, it's basically like what OSHA is to here. That's the reference he used. That's what they are. What's for the Amazon. OSHA? Like, I guess to protect the wildlife and the oceans and stuff like that. Okay. So his mom was an attorney, and she was prostituting like criminals and everything like that would come in and illegally burn down the Amazon or poaching or anything like that. And they were actually ran out of Brazil, and that's why they had to relocate here because their family was getting death threats. But saying it's been a big thing, and it's really for deforestation for farmland and stuff like that for cattle, which is become one of the world's biggest issues for deforestation. Say that
Deforestation.
Yes, station. Exactly. Whatever. So
the station.
Yeah.
Forest and the station.
Right. So it's big, and it's actually causing me to scratch my head, child, and think about the steak that I like to eat and enjoy every week, because it's been.
I know you love that girl in the steaks.
Bitch, I do, but it's become so harmful to the planet. And listen, the Amazon provides what 20% of the world's oxygen.
But listen. Actually, there is a documentary, and I'm going to find the name of it. It's on Netflix, and Will Smith narrates it. And there's a whole thing about the Amazon and how much oxygen it provides. The oxygen actually never leaves it. There's so much wildlife within the Amazon that it provides enough oxygen for the world, but it never actually leaves the Amazon.
But it also takes the world's carbon dioxide output as well. The Amazon absorbs a lot of that, which causes the greenhouse gases and causes climate change. So because
but listen, I'm gonna send it to you so you can watch it.
I
you saw it?
Yeah, I saw.
Because it shows like
how it just stuck and everything like that.
Yeah, how it's stuck in like the rain up on the top of the forest, on top of the clouds. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of different plants and stuff like that we get from the Amazon that helps cure diseases and shit that we haven't discovered yet. The Amazon is such a precious commodity to the planet, and here we are fucking destroying it for some fucking burgers.
But here's the thing. If it's not burgers, everybody's going to turn vegan, and they're still going to need the land to crop some fucking cucumbers.
That's fine. Because you're actually producing oxygen and stuff like this by making plants. The more plants and stuff we have, the better for the earth. It's like, a lot of bees are now able to pollinate. Bitch, I saw a bumblebee the other day and it hit me. When was the last time you saw a bumblebee?
I see wasps around my house all the time.
Wasp is totally different. Like, bumblebees pollinate plants.
I don't think I would know the difference between a bumblebee and a wasp.
A bumblebee is a big yellow and black, fat ass
I know
bee.
what they look like, but
you don't see them often.
No.
And that just goes because bees are starting to become like they're endangered species now, and they are so important. Yes, bitch. It's a huge thing that I told you.
So where are we getting honey from?
Girl, a lot of that shit is fake, right? And the majority of that stuff comes over from it's a documentary that comes from over from China, and it's a lot of diluted and shit like that. Like the honey that you actually buy from the store, is not real honey.
Either Lucky's or the farmer.
So if it's from a local, if
local.
it's local and stuff like that, it's best. But they're being
but
bought
the Walmart
out.
one and shit.
No, it's just straight sugar water.
That's the one I have right now, actually.
Which is not real honey. It's horrible.
Right.
So it's a big issue. Humans are killing this fucking planet. I'm really at this point, and I was at work, and we were talking about this, and I was like, bitch, the way I feel, a meteorite can hit us right now, bitch, and just wipe off motherfucking mankind, because the damage that we're doing to this earth and so many different species and everything like that is being affected from the stupid shit that we're doing just for $1. It's just not right.
I'm sure that 100, 200 years ago, we were saying the same thing. We're destroying this earth. I think the earth has time left.
Oh, you're one of those, bitch.
Yeah.
No, friend.
I mean, listen.
Science showed that
you have to believe in something. So if we die because it was man-made, hopefully like you believe in heaven or hell.
So why continue to destroy the planet if we don't have to? Like we have 18 months to destroy a lot of shit. Drinking out of water bottles and stuff like that.
Yes, which is why I want to get the cool again thing.
Yeah. So it's a lot
I
of
do carpool.
things.
I take my daughter to school every day.
Girl.
She don't get
It's a lot of shit that we're doing that is just contributing to this earth dying, and we wasn't doing this as fast as we were doing it 200 years ago.
We have more people. Our life expectancy now, it's so high,
which is the problem.
But it's also showing that we're having less kids, so we're living longer, but we're having less kids. So I don't know if that balances out.
Are we having less kids?
Yeah, and having kids at an older age.
Populations and stuff like that is just growing leaps and bounds all over the world.
Because we have now more older people from the baby boomers. They're all still living, but we're having kids now later and less because of the economy.
So like I said, we have 18 months to 2 years to correct the way we're handling, our carbon output and stuff like that, to reverse the changes of climate change. Anything after that, it will be irreversible. I was on Twitter and it showed the planet now in 2019 and compared to the planet in 2050, and how there's no greenery anywhere. trash in our oceans. You know, animals and plants are just dying. You
don't
know,
think they just be real extreme
No,
with that?
bitch. I mean, what else can you do to shock y'all out of doing the things that you've been doing? It's thinking like that is clearly you can see how strong the hurricanes and stuff have been. You know, climate change.
No,
melting
it's
polar
real.
caps
I
is
believe
real
in
as
it. Like, I
fuck.
know what's going on, but
But we don't want to change what we're doing. Why?
I don't know, because we're hard-headed.
Because you're Republican.
Excuse you.
Most Republicans, that's what they don't believe in climate change. Or they
I
think
am not
that,
a Republican or a Democrat.
Oh, you're not?
No.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm registered Republican. That's because I haven't changed it. But
You are.
yeah, I voted for McCain. That's when I registered when I was 18.
Wow.
I've talked about this before.
I never, you and I never had
Yes,
this
we have had this
conversation. No, I
conversation.
haven't. No,
I'm
because I
telling
wouldn't be
you.
this shocked.
I voted for McCain the first time.
Okay. Well, he didn't win. So
No, he didn't, and then he died.
So you still vote Republican?
No. The last time I voted Republican was McCain.
So in the primaries, you can't vote for the primaries?
No.
For Democratic primaries?
Nope.
So are you thinking about changing your...
I have to. I just haven't done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just have not done it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I'm trying to think, did I change it? Because I know the last election I was like, I need to change. I might have changed it, and I don't remember.
You know, you are a gun-toting Puerto
There,
Rican
I
redneck.
have. Listen, bitch. This is what we're not going to do in this goddamn episode. There's a lot of things there's things that I like from both parties. So I think I would consider myself like
Independent?
yeah. I need to probably register as independent.
I think Oprah's independent.
Yeah. There are things from both, so I look at the candidates, which is why I say it's so important for us to look at the candidates and what they believe. Although like bullshitting us half the time anyway. They're lying
Both
us,
sides.
but it's fine. So let's see whose lies we like better. That's it.
It's actually not fun, to be honest with you. I'm so tired of us as a people and shit like that, as a nation, getting shitted on to make these fucking elected officials, their families, more money and more rich than what we fucking are. Like me and my friend was talking about it in the gym about how the middle class is just taking the brunt of all this shit. This trade wars that we're going through, the way the economy is going. Like I said, this fucking shit. You're burning up the fucking rainforest. You're killing people in the streets. Y'all motherfuckers are just going ham.
I think it's all things that have been going on. I personally think it's things that have been going on for a long time. And now we're just seeing them amplified because of social media.
Which is great.
Well,
now we
it's
can make a
great.
change
Of
and
course,
stuff.
of course.
Right.
And I think there are people making changes. There's so many more organizations when it comes to like, vegetation and pollution and, we just like Black Lives Matter. Like it's all that. It's things that have been going on. But now because of social media, we have more access to it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good thing that's happening, but it's nothing that's new.
Right.
None of it is new. It's just we're just seeing it amplified.
I agree. So we're gonna move on. We and I talked about this episode. Actually, I think the second episode that you and I did, we both discovered that our fathers died, and you was like, oh, I never knew that about you. And it's something that you've been wanting to talk about. It was a long time ago.
That was a very long time ago. And I talk about him all the time.
Yes.
But what we haven't talked about is the dealing with death when it comes to someone close to you, whether it's friends, family, significant others. Like how do we deal with death, and how do you guys deal with death? So I think we're just going to talk about like our personal experiences, because we both have I've dealt with my grandfather, my father, a close friend, JR, the DJ here. And I think I haven't dealt with much death.
Yeah, mine is about the same. It was my father and my grandfather and my grandmother recently, and my friend Shane from the Post incident.
Yes.
And I think that's about it as far as like major close deaths.
Right. Me. I'm sitting here thinking like, have I missed any? But I haven't dealt with death too much. But that's probably why I deal with it the way that I do. So I don't like death. Yeah. Death scares. They had me. Oh, my sister's best friend growing up. She was our neighbor. She passed away in a car accident. Ayana was like 1. That one was really hard too. But it was more my sister's friend.
Right.
Anyway, so I don't deal with it at all. So I've learned that I haven't been. I'm trying to, but I don't really deal with it. It's just kind of like they're gone. Let's keep it moving. I'll think of you sometimes, but I've never grieved actually my father's death.
My therapist asked me in one of our first sessions about my grandmother's death and stuff like that, and I was like, well, girl, I don't really like acknowledge it. Like I just don't really acknowledge that it happened. I just continue to move on and live my life. I don't like going to funerals because funerals, in a sense, kind of solidifies it and gives you closure. And it's like, I kind of want that open and my therapist called it avoidance, which it really is.
So a lot of I think this is gonna be shit my therapist says, because we've both been going to therapy. So we've been trying to deal with like a lot of issues of our life.
Yeah.
But this is one of them.
Yeah, this definitely is.
And when you say you did your grandmother's, I had an event here, speed friending.
Yes.
And it was her funeral?
Grandmother's funeral.
So I'm like, don't even worry about it. You don't have to come. It's like, he's literally like, my grandma just died. I'm like, you don't have to come back. You're going to Jacksonville. It's about 2 hours. This man made it back. You left that day to the funeral and came back to the event. And I'm like, the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, and I held open house that weekend. I found out my grandmother died, I think it was like Thursday or Friday. And I had an open house that Saturday. They decided to bury her quickly. It was so quick.
Well,
yeah,
same thing. I did 2 days.
Yeah. And I had to go to my grandmother's funeral, and then I came back. We went speed friending. Like, yeah, it was the same as that day. Yeah, man. Like I said, I try not to let it keep me down. That was tough for me though, because my grandmother was a big instrumental part of my life. Right. Like I told when we were lowering her to the down the ground, we were actually burying her, and a lot of people I noticed didn't stay for that part, right? They didn't want to see my grandmother going down, right? And my sister, her fucking sensitive ass, wanted to stay, and she was the only one. And I stayed down with her, and as they were lowering her down, it was just like all these thoughts and things that my grandmother has did. And as I'm holding my sister, I was like, it was bittersweet, because I was like, she kept us safe. Like I told you, I grew up with a bipolar mom. So the balance and the stability that I had really came from my grandmother, especially for me. My grandmother basically took me in my later teenage years and, finished raising me, made sure I graduated and walked across the stage, packed my car up and made me, allowed me to move here to Orlando to go to college. So my grandma has been so instrumental. So it's just like seeing her, I was like, her job is done. She did exactly what she was supposed to do.
Do you remember that change that happened? Like, I guess she just passed away, and I don't know how you felt when your dad, but I was 29. Mm-hmm. I remember the change in me instantly when I realized like he was gone. So it's like you become a different person. Mm-hmm. I was so secure. I knew I had that. He was my backup plan for everything. He was my person that I go to. And it's the moment you cut that, it's like you're literally cutting a lifeline off.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if I had a dream that the water was cut off in my house that weekend. And I can't remember who I called and why I told him. I just woke up like really flustered. There was no water. And this happens a couple of days later. And I was like, what the hell? So it's like, if you don't have any water, there's no way you can live. So it's like my water source was cut. And that instant, like I became a different woman. I became who I am now. I was like stronger. I didn't think, and I've thought about my dad dying so many times. And it would like freak me out. I'm like, there's no way I can continue.
It was quick. It was out the blue, right?
Yeah, it was out the blue. He called me the night before and I missed that call. That's one of the things that I always regret, which we'll talk about some of those regrets. But
same here.
You change who you are and you can't help it, So I know that the confidence that I had that nothing would ever happen to me or I'll always be good left instantly. It's like the floor was dropped from under me and I had to learn how to fly.
Wow. I can relate to you. My father wasn't in my life like yours was. So when I got the call that my dad was dying and I needed to come up there and then he actually passed away, I experienced that same cutoff that you did. Except it was like, okay. And it was at his funeral that it hit me like this part of you, this connection to this Bertram side, to your father's side, like who your father was, because you really don't know him that well, would never happen. You would never, this is like this whole tie to a part of you is like, it's now cut off. And he was the only bridge that will, to get you there. So that was like, that was damaging in a sense. Like, because once
that bridge is gone, you can't rebuild it.
Exactly. And there's questions and shit like that, of course, especially in my older age now, who I am and stuff that I would like to ask my father, like, why am I this way? Or have you ever had an experience with this? Like, tell me about my great grandmother,
I don't know if it was an Uber driver recently. Someone, people would just be telling me stuff. And they were telling me that their father was dying and he didn't know if he wanted to go. I really think it was an Uber driver. I don't know why we were talking about this. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I want to go, but I don't think I want to. I don't know the man. And that came to mind to tell him, you might one day want to know.
Mm-hmm.
So just show up and see if there's a question that pops up, just so you don't regret it. We have so many what ifs when it comes to death. And I know I can say my what ifs for my dad were that phone call that I received that evening. But I was babysitting my nephew, and my nephew at the time was like, he's a little bit more calm now. He wasn't calmed in.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot going on in the house. And I'm like, I'll call him back. Because the day before Father's Day, so I'm like, I know I'm going to talk to him in the morning because it's Father's Day. I talked to him like the day before. So I'm like, I'll call him back. I forgot because I had my nephew. So to get that phone call at 7 a.m. from my little brother, like I still replay his voice in my head. There's so many times I'll just start crying because I can hear my brother's voice still telling me like, hey, he caught. I was sleeping. I didn't hear my phone. He ended up having to call my boyfriend's phone. And he wakes me up. He's like, here's your brother. And he's like, hey, Papi passed. And I'm thinking, passed what? It's 7 a.m. So, like, he passed. And the way he said it and the background noise, I can still remember that. But my what if was, what if I would have answered that phone call? You know, what if he was calling me to tell me he felt some type of way? What were his last words to me? What would they would have been?
I have same. I didn't answer my dad's phone call, too. My dad only called me around 3 or 4 times out the year. And
to say what?
Huh?
To say what?
Either checking on you, or it was either for Christmas, it was for my birthday, or like some random times, two other times in the year. It was nothing big. So every year he called me around my birthday. I was 21, turning 21, and he was calling me this time, and I was at work. I just started a new job and everything like that. Really couldn't answer it. I was in training, but I was like, when I saw the call pop up, I was like, here go Tony ass calling me again, telling me another fucking lie. Like, oh, I'm going to send you some money for your birthday. Shit. He used to do that shit all the time. And since I was a little boy, I always promised to do something and never did it. So I was just like, what the fuck ever. I rolled my eyes and kept going. So on my birthday, I was in Jacksonville at my grandmother's house, and my aunt ended up calling my grandmother's phone. And she was like, my older aunt, she was like, Tony, I'm so happy I got in contact with you. I've been trying to, I had to Google your grandmother's telephone number to get your dad is in the hospital. He stepped on a nail, had to get his leg amputated. My dad was diabetic.
Oh, okay.
And when they amputated his leg, he ended up having a stroke on the table and was brain dead for went without oxygen for 5 minutes and came back brain dead, and his body is septic. So you need to get here ASAP. So the last time I saw my father was when I graduated from high school.
So that was 3 years beforehand. 2 or 3 years.
Yes, exactly. About 3 or 4.
18, 21 is 3 years.
3 years. So I was probably 22. Yeah, I was turning 22 then. So, I was 21 turning 22. So, yeah, I ended up having to go up there and saw my dad on his deathbed with no leg.
But there's no one there at that point. When someone's brain dead, it's just a corpse.
It was just a corpse. It was just, he was just staring.
His eyes were open?
Eyes was open, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. He was just staring. He was just staring. And same thing for his dad. So my grandfather I never met. Yeah. Same exact thing, 24 hours away from each other. He had a stroke and he was brain dead too. So my aunt that I told you that was a real estate agent and everything like that I lived with in Jacksonville. Right. She's my aunt. She's my dad's sister on his dad's side. So her father was also, we traveled up there together. Her father was also brain dead too. And that was my first time meeting him too in a nursing home. They died 24 hours apart from each other.
Wow.
And
that happened with my uncle. Oh, I experienced my uncle's death and exactly 1 year after my grandfather, a year and some change. But it's sudden. Those are deaths that you're like, do I have enough time? So I compare my dad's to my grandfather's because my grandfather, I was 12 and he was diagnosed with cancer. I believe it was end of November, passed away in January 15th, 2000 of cancer. And it's like, it progressed like that. Literally it was 45 or 46 days he was dead. So that prolonged time, I've always thought about, is it better to have someone die suddenly? Like my father did, fine, boom, cardiac arrest, gone within like a minute, like 60 seconds. Not like people that were there were saying like, there's nothing we could have done. Like he was just gone. Or someone who has a longer period of time. So I know that I have a friend that her father had cancer. He just passed away recently, but I think ever since I was working at the old job, so over a year, I would say it was when he was diagnosed, probably about a year ago. So it was such a prolonged death of hope.
Yeah.
So
It was my grandmother. She was diagnosed with dementia, and we saw her deteriorate over the years. And right before she died, me and my mom had a conversation like a couple of weeks prior, and my mom was like, you know what? I'm just ready for her to go, because this quality of life that she has now is not what she wanted for herself.
No.
And it's just, I feel she's in so much pain, and being poked and prodded and stuff like that, not waking up and not remembering who you are. I'm just ready for her to be at peace. So I was able to prepare for that.
Right.
I wasn't too shocked when I found out my grandmother was dying. It was kind of like a point of like relief. Like, when I saw her last time, I made sure.
What about so there was no hope with dementia? It was like you knew it was going to come?
You knew it was going to come.
Because I feel like there's other deaths that are prolonged. Everybody has hope. It'll get better.
Like cancer or something like that.
Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get better. Like, it's like this one more test, one more whatever, and it'll get better. And then it doesn't. So
they tried that with my dad too. It was like, oh, we're going to keep him,
on life support.
On life support, he can possibly get better. And it's just like, nothing happened. So
right. So it's like you get all these like false hopes. My father gave us strict instructions, which I'm going to give my daughter as well. I don't want to be tubed up on life support, like hoping that something will happen. I had very strict instructions myself and one of the twins to either, if he ever ended up,
one of the twins.
There's these twins that are kind of like his sons, but they're not.
Okay.
One of them, it was to either shoot him up with heroin. Like we needed to shoot him up with heroin, kill him somehow. Like, do not leave him like in a vegetative state. That was his biggest fear, which is completely opposite from my mother, who says you put every tube in every hole, ass, pussy, nose, ears, like keep me plugged up as long. God will make a miracle. And I'm like, what kind of quality of life? Like, you're in a house. I feel like that's selfish.
It's a burden on the living.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, we're sitting here trying to keep you alive with a ventilator. Like, just let us. We're grieving you this whole time. And then what is our quality of life? Like you said, it sucks. Trying to take care of you in a hospital, and money wise, that shit is expensive
as fuck. And if you end up passing anyway, like who takes care of those? Like, I don't think the living is responsible for the hospital bills of the dead, right?
Hell
like,
yeah.
None of that stuff. I don't think that stuff passes on to you.
Yes, it does. That's all debt. It passes on to the estate. Yes.
But what if there's not an estate?
I think it goes back. Yes, people end up with like their parents'
I
stuff.
I think I came across something that's not true. You don't inherit. You can't inherit somebody else's
You
debt.
do inherit their debt.
So did you inherit any of your father's debt?
Yes, it's on the estate. So all the properties that go to us, we either let the property go, or we have to inherit the debt.
Okay. Well, my daddy died. He ain't had no motherfucking estate.
We inherited all of the estate. Like his lawsuits that were all lien. There was a lawsuit of something. And it's a lien on a property. We've been having to pay for that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. But yeah, listen, I want you guys to do to the best of your ability to try to bring me back or whatever, right? To try to make me better. If you don't see anything happening within a week or so, then go ahead and let me go. That's fine.
A week?
Yeah.
But I
just want, just
Are you an organ donor?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, me too. Let me go.
Yeah.
Take my eyes. Take my pussy. Yeah. It's good. Somebody can use it. It's not
that pussy's going to be worn out. I don't think they're going to want that from
it is not going to be worn out.
Worn out.
But if I die within the next week, they don't want it. It's used up. Anyway.
Shopping for boats.
Huh?
Shopping for boats.
Shut up. Now, the rest of your family usually deals with death. We all deal with death differently. Yeah. I think you and I deal with it pretty similarly.
So we do.
We don't. We deflect. We keep it going. And I stay busy. Really busy. And especially, I don't allow myself to have more than like a 5-minute cry. Ooh, a good ugly cry. Scrunched up. Let it all out. Have a couple screams. And it's like, all right, bitch. Get up.
Keep it moving. Me. I grieved my grandmother's death, like out the blue, getting prepared to go to the gym. I was probably listening to Monica or something. I don't know. And I just start crying and all this other stuff. I just let all the emotions come over me. And then, like I said, a lot of good memories just started to populate in my mind. And then I just felt like a feeling of peace was around, like it surrounded me. And I was able to move on. I was able to let it go.
I don't think I can let go of my dad's because of everything that's happening with the family. So I think that makes it even harder. Like, I'll wake up, like this morning I woke up and it was just this like, it's just so heavy for me. Like, see, I told you at some point during this damn episode I was gonna start crying. It's just heavy, and I'm thinking like, damn, why aren't you here? I wish you were here. And then you think about how everyone else deals with it, and everything is so different. Like, I truly in my heart believe that my mother is like, she lost something mentally the day that he passed away. Like, she's not right. Yeah, she's not the same. Something's wrong. So it's like someone passes away and you have a choice to make, and that's either, to better yourself or to leave yourself in a rut. I don't know what it is to lose a spouse. Yeah. Like I said, we lost grandparents, friends, a parent, but a spouse, that's something I don't know what it's like.
That's a lifelong partner.
Yeah.
Kids and everything involved too. It's
now you're looking at your kids and you see their face.
Yeah.
There's all these different things, which, I mean, especially somebody who supported you, who took care of you, like regardless of what the relationship might have been like, a spouse is even harder. But I feel like even my siblings, they all have dealt with it differently.
Yeah.
So and that sometimes you have to be, it's a touchy subject to tell them, no, you need to grieve this way. You need to deal with it this way. But I feel like I myself have been judged by the way I've dealt with it. Or it's like, you don't, like, not dealing with it makes me stronger than they are. But it doesn't, because I'm a lot more sensitive when you peel that first layer and then you get to it, it hits me harder.
Right.
It's a harder exterior.
I was talking about dealing with grief and stuff. Some of us can like self-destruct.
Yeah.
After someone died. My mom, for example, my grandmother was her everything. I told you, I say this often, my mom being bipolar, but my grandmother was able to keep my mom balanced some type of way. And when she
had that special touch.
Yeah, she did. When she was actually when she passed away, my mom wasn't on her medication. I can see her manic episodes, and I was so fearful of things. I was so fearful of what my mom was going to do because because severe depression and all this other stuff. So now she's back in therapy and everything like that. But it's fearful.
It's scary.
And it's like you really can't tell anyone how to grieve. Like I couldn't tell my mom how to grieve properly because you grieve in your own way. I can let her know if she was taking it too far.
Right.
But this is you have to let them do it in their own time. Me, people telling me show up to funerals. Like you have to show up to funerals, and I hate that.
So there was one that I did forget. Bert's son, Elijah. He passed away at 7 months. So, we knew there were some things wrong. He had, I can't remember the name of the disease that he had. I don't know if it's a disease or whatever it was.
What?
But, there was hope that he would get better or at least live a longer life because some kids do live a longer life with it. But I was one of the very few people that actually babysat him, or if not the only one. So they can have like date night. So they would come here. And to see the casket of a baby, it's something that no one should ever experience.
Right.
And I don't know how many of our listeners, because I don't know everyone who listens, have lost children. Like they literally make tiny caskets. Yeah. And how do you console a parent? I
saw my mama grieve over a lost child.
Really?
Yeah, she delivered a stillborn baby. Okay. So, and that, I guess it was still like you actually gave birth to a person.
Even miscarriages, they have to birth the baby.
Yeah. So it's like that whole experience is just like so detrimental. And I just remember growing up seeing my mom grieve like crazy. One time, we were babies. I was 3 or 4 and Nuki was a toddler or something like that. Or like,
and you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I was trying to. Well, I don't remember my mom being pregnant or anything like that. It was a black box that we had. So I'll probably take this back. I probably was like 5. And me and Nuki, like, we just knew this black box was something special. I don't know.
Oh, like ashes?
Yeah, it was ashes. Oh. So one day we went in and broke into it and everything like that. We're kids, curious kids. And it was ashes, and it was like, look, Mom, it was some ashes. I don't know what we said to her exactly. And my mom, like, I just saw her fall to her knees and just cry uncontrollably.
Really?
Like, and just scream, my baby. Still me not being so young, not processing, knew that I had a sister that was like, still where it wasn't until I got older a little bit to figure out what was going on. But yeah, I remember going through that. My mom was constantly sad. She was grieving, just crying out the blue.
You see the child, like I know they're like adoption, I think it's great, and if you can't have children, like I don't know how that would feel because I'm not there. But when you're growing a baby inside of you for 9 months, that is a bond that not even like That's why, like, the first, like, year or so, the fathers aren't that close to the babies. That's, like, just leave it to the mother because it's a bond that you can't recreate, you know, and that baby's, like, your heartbeat and your blood and it's, like, your breast milk. It's just this crazy bond. So it's, like, to see that baby come out and you're waiting for them. Like, literally, you're waiting for this baby to come. And then you're sitting in there and it's just gone. Like, sorry, like,
Wow.
I won't be here. I can't imagine what that would feel like.
Yeah, I definitely.
But I remember me seeing Elijah like go down. That's the only funeral I've been to where I've seen the casket go down, and that was hard.
Yeah,
it was extremely hard. I don't know. I just think that dealing with family and dealing with the death of a friend are completely different. How did you deal with Shane's? How close were you guys?
Bitch, close. I mean, we did everything. He was part of my friend group. He was my homeboy that I hung out with on Sunday and went to every single one of his shows.
Him at Blue Martini. I would go to Blue Martini with a friend of mine to go see him.
Every single one of his shows. I looked up to Shane. Shane was Shane was fucking awesome to me.
Yeah.
Like, the nigga could sing. He looked amazing. His pictures was on every fucking, like, they would steal his pictures and use them for like barbershop ads and stuff like that. I looked up to him.
So handsome.
He was handsome. The way he carried himself was so confident and still in his sexuality. It was so fucking dope. I was that post situation. It was so many different emotions. Not only
Polls hit the word. It was a huge thing for your community.
Right.
Plus losing a friend.
But to wake up to so many text messages and then with your friend group calling around to make sure you're okay and everybody is looking for one person that has not checked in.
Right.
And to wait to hear that phone call, they found him. He was dead.
And it took forever.
It took forever.
Those calls, I remember.
24 hours.
Yeah, it took forever for everyone to know.
We were a fucking wreck. And I was angry. I just felt violated. Like, you know, Post was a place where he should be safe at. You know, that's where we went just to be ourselves and to talk and to catch up and all this other stuff. It was like it was a club for us. I mean, and I'm saying more than a club, like a nightclub. It was home.
I remember that morning calling. You're saying like people were calling, getting messages. I remember calling Dan nonstop and he wouldn't answer. That freaked me out. I'm like, I just knew he was there.
Man, listen, I knew it was serious when I saw so many different text messages and phone calls from people I haven't spoken to in years. And the first person I called was my sister, because my sister called me too. And she told me about the news, what was going on in Post. I was in Baltimore. I was dating a dude. And it was so funny. It was the first time me dating him outside my relationship, my long-term relationship. Okay. So Shane, the night before, I posted a picture of him, and Shane liked the motherfucking picture. Right. It was around 10:30 or something like that. So either he was getting ready to go out and everything like that to the club or
it's so
whatever.
funny that you say 10:30. I'm gonna tell you why that number sucks.
So yeah, and I was just thinking like, bitch, I can't wait to get home so he and I can key, because it's just like he was living for me breaking up with my ex and going out and living my best life. So and actually what was going on, the reason why the rest of my friends was not there at that club is because they were supporting my ex's best friend's show. Which Shane didn't fuck with her, and I didn't fuck with her. I ain't fuck with my ex. So it was like, Ken, if I was here, I probably wouldn't have went out to Post with Shane, just to to boycott that whole motherfucking situation, make a stance, bitch. But yeah, man, it was angry. I was mad because he was taken away from us. It was just like we are grieving over one of our close friends for some ignorance or some stupid ass shit that had nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with them. So that was the way I dealt with that death. I didn't want to go to the funeral. I didn't want to do this memorial service that we had. I was angry at everybody.
I went to his memorial service.
Yeah, at the House of Blues.
No, it's not his. I
lied. Because
it was the guy from Gucci, the manager from Gucci. He's my sister's friend.
Okay.
I can't remember his name.
Okay, yeah. So we did one at the House of Blues. My friend group was torn. Like, we have not been the same since Shane has passed. A lot of with that, especially with that death, because it was so high profile and stuff like that. So many news crews was there, so people were blaming. Like, people were trying to come up saying who was the best friend.
Here in Orlando changed after that. Anyway, like
I got comfortable, bitch. I thought I caught this leg up in a minute.
You in this foot.
But the gay community changed.
Yeah, it changed a lot. I feel like it's only been 3 years, because you know Pulse was exactly 7 days before my dad. So it was that Sunday, Pulse, and the next Sunday was Father's Day. That's when my dad passed away.
Yeah.
So they're 7 days apart.
It definitely did change our community here.
Huge,
big, especially for the Black gay community here.
Yes.
It has not been the same.
And the Hispanic.
Yeah, and sometimes y'all like to think y'all white and y'all party with the white people.
Who is y'all?
Yeah, the Hispanics here. And
See, y'all the problematic ones. Actually, I was talking shit. I'll talk about that later.
Not Carla. Clearly, I'm not talking about you when it
No,
comes to
I
the
know.
whole
I was gonna talk about this whole like white and
Hispanic.
Yeah, because there's something going on here right now in Orlando, and they, to quote unquote diversify, they chose like 3 white Latinas. They look like Taylor Swift, bitch. They look like, and I'm sitting here like, that's your inclusion of people of color. 3 Maria Taylor Swifts. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, we can go on that. But yeah, it definitely changed us. A lot of our Black gays just moved away, relocated and shit. So now here I am, like one of the only ones that's left, and just looking around like, bitch, what happened? Like 3 years ago, it wasn't like this
At all.
This place was awesome. It was progressive.
I loved Pulse. Like, I literally love going to Pulse.
Yeah.
It wasn't as like, I don't really like Parliament House.
Parliament House is good.
Like, I've been a few times. I like
shit.
the vibe of Pulse better.
Pulse made you feel like you was a rich bitch.
Rich and like at home, because it was like a little house.
It was
like you're going to different rooms in the house, and it was just Parliament is so big, and to me, it just with it being a hotel, it just seems just like extra.
Right.
Like Pulse was just like homey, like everybody just kind of knew each other.
So yeah, with that death, it was just like a lot of people was trying to get airtime and shit like that, because so many different news outlets was doing interviews and shit. I cussed my motherfucking ex out. That was the last conversation he and I actually had, because he was saying that CNN was going to come to our house and hold an interview and talk about Shane and shit. I was like, nigga, you didn't like Shane. Like, you purposely did not invite him to my birthday party because of your feelings towards him, and want to use the excuse that you forgot. Like, this was just 6 months prior to this, and now, nigga, you want to hold a motherfucking at our house, nigga. You clout chasing motherfucker. Like, I was in Baltimore going off on him, and it's same thing with the girl too, his friend. I said, y'all want to sit here and hold these, I was feeling some type of way. He responded back to me. He was like, Anthony, I know I did those things, and I'm sorry, this is my way to try to make up for it. Because I regret not being able to give him a chance in life. So I am going to try to do as much as I possibly can to try to honor him in his death.
He's being honored. We don't need you. Bye.
This is exactly how I feel.
Yeah, like, no, this is something else I didn't even realize. We've both had the friend that we lost. It was both super high profile cases. The Disco JR thing here was huge. Yeah. Like, huge. And when you're talking about this whole clout chasing thing, everybody all of a sudden loved him. Yes. Everybody's making posts, and I had to like stop being so angry, because I'm sitting here, people posting like, "Oh, bro, like a picture of him," and I'm like, he didn't even like you. Right. You didn't even like him. Yeah. And Shane was a nice guy. JR was a dick.
Well,
especially
girl,
in the
it depends
club.
on who you ask. Now, some people say that Shane was fucking stuck up as shit. Now, and he was a diva. So it depends on who.
And that's how JR was. Like, everybody wanted to get in free at the club, and he's like, don't use my name to get in the club. Like, it was like, pay me my money. He was very like, he was just stern. He knew what he wanted. Like, don't use me. He didn't want to be used, and he knew he was the baddest DJ around here. So he walked around arrogant as fuck. Like, him and I would get into all these fights all the time. So my thing with him, and I'll tell you first why that 10:30 was big for me, because the message that I missed at 10:32 the night he died, and I actually posted it when it happened. So he passed away January 30th, 2014. And that night, he was in Puerto Rico. He was coming. I was supposed to meet up with him downtown. And he texted me at 10:30, "What are you doing?" And I never responded, because I was at a house party and I got drunk and I passed out. So I never made it downtown. It was a Sunday. I think, remember Tier on Sundays? So he went. He wasn't even supposed to be working that night. He wasn't working. So he was actually stabbed by another friend of ours. There was a scuffle going on. And from before, like some drama that was going on, and it was a stab. To this day, I don't think that Gavin, my personal opinion, I don't think Gavin meant to kill him. I think he did the whole stabbing situation as in like to prove a point, or for whatever street cred, clout, whatever. It was stupid. I don't think he meant to kill him, but that small stab literally took his life. And this, I don't think we think about what our actions can do, which is why I'm so scared of fighting nowadays.
Me too.
Like, I remember just being so wild and just so quick to just, boom, like turn around and it's just in your rib cage, in your face. We're just going to fight. And now it's like the smallest thing can cause us. I was so quick to grab a bottle, but trying to throw it on somebody's head. I could have killed the bitch.
My sister just told me one girl we went to high school with this past weekend is in jail for stabbing her boyfriend to death. And of course they were saying that she knew that she didn't meant to kill him. But we don't know what she was going. Maybe she was abused or whatever. They don't know the story of what happened. But yeah, just that quickly,
that fast,
your whole life can change. Even if you do come out of with no charges or anything like that, the amount of money and time that you have to spend, the stress and the drama to get out of that is, oh my God,
it's
horrible.
Like the 5-5-5 rule that I've talked about on here before. It's like, if it doesn't matter in 5 minutes, 5 days, like 5 months, like let it go. If it's not going to matter in 5 minutes from now, if it's not going to matter in 5 days, why go to an extreme? Then I have to remind myself that all the time. I'm just so quick to react to a lot of things that I need to remind myself, is it going to matter? Does it deserve me going the fuck off? Does it deserve me putting hands on you? Is it warranted if I go to jail for this? Is it warranted if I take, and it doesn't have to be just negative with violence, but like for a vacation with your friends financially, it's like, is it worth it for me to go on this vacation and spend money out of my savings for what? Is it going to matter to me in 5 months? Did it do anything for me? Can I do more with that money now and be somewhere better in 5 months than it is if I use it to just go on a vacation?
Yeah.
I can go later on. I mean, yeah, I could die tomorrow, but I'm working towards something else. One of the messages that I got from him that I made money with him, and that's why I think why it hurt the most. And his death actually did hurt my relationship at the time. We had only been together for a year and some change, but one of the messages that I got from him that I posted, just because we were so close. He says, Carla, I want you to know that I have mad love for you and I hope our bond never breaks. We had this bond where it was like, he was a DJ, I was the waitress. And there's something about a friend that says, let's make money together. So we were close enough where he's like, wherever I go DJ, you're a waitress. Now, if you guys have never worked in the club, each club has their own waitress.
They do.
You don't bring in outside people.
Depends on who you are.
Correct.
What type of
and he was that man that said, I have a waitress with me. Where I go, she's coming. So literally I would show up and these girls hated it. I would have hated it if someone came into my club, my money, and take my clientele, So he made sure it's like, I'm going to give you this bread. Make sure you do this. I do this. And it's like, we're making money together. So losing somebody like that was really hard for me. And that was actually the last time I worked in the club because he wanted to go to radio. I wanted to go back to school and get out. So we were planning our way out. But it's like, let's stack up this bread.
Yeah.
And when you make money with a friend, sometimes it's like, and they bring you with them. That's huge because I couldn't have done that without anybody else. I couldn't have attached myself to any other DJ. He's the only one really that could have done that for me. I mean, there's a few other ones around here. But at that time, and the crowd that I wanted to work, which is the hood, drug dealers, scammers, like that's what I wanted. That's where the money was. Oh, I love that shit.
Two different lifestyles, honey.
Which I think about it, I feel like a drug dealer when I think about it. Then, oh, that money was so good. Like I love scamming them scammers. So it's like they thought they were scamming. Okay, I got you.
I just like hanging with them in the club. That's it.
I like to just count their money and take all their shit.
Yeah, man. Like it's so funny we're talking about this. Shane's birthday was yesterday. Yeah, and his birthday was a big ass motherfucking thing. So it's didn't even know we were gonna transition.
Did you look at the body?
No.
Have you ever looked at a body?
My grandmother's and my daddy's.
And
my granddaddy.
I feel like no one should have an open casket. I think open caskets are so stupid. That's the last picture in your mind of that person.
Yeah.
Which
it's like, not even accurate sometimes because the makeup, how they're dressed, how
that
they
makeup
look.
Is so stupid.
Oh my God, how skinny my grandmother was.
Right.
Yeah, it angered me a little. You're right, it did anger me. It was just, what the fuck? This is what y'all decided to do? I wanted to go the fuck off on everybody.
Right.
But
for mine, I had I don't think my grandfather's I saw. I don't remember. If I did, I don't remember. My sister's friend. I remember my dad telling me, don't go over there and look. Don't go over there and look. But what I do, this time I'm like 19, 20 years old. So I like went by a bathroom and like I peeked in and I was like, oh, I don't want to see it. Like I kind of saw the side of her face. And then for my father, I said it's going to be a closed casket. I don't want anyone seeing him how he wasn't. Like just laying there. My dad never shut the fuck up. He was never still. So why do now you guys going to see him in his body in a vulnerable position? That's not how I want you guys to remember him.
But it was good to touch my grandmother. And
so we ended up doing it because my crackhead brother wanted it.
You better stop saying that. You can leave the adjective out of it.
I got 3.
My
So the
brother.
cracking one. No, because then you'll know which one it is. The cracking one. So that nigga right there, he wanted it open. He's like, I want everyone to see him. And I was like, no. Like, there's over 3,000 people here. Like, no, that's not going to happen. So I compromised on, like, letting a few people in that wanted to see it. So then I had to actually, like, walk in. And I wanted to make sure no one took pictures. So I had security. Because people nowadays, they take pictures of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen the videos on Instagram of the dead body. I was like, I refuse for these people that I don't know
It's
to
tacky
come in
to
here.
do that, by the way.
It's so tacky. So if y'all out here doing it, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't want any cameras. I didn't want any. I said the moment I see one of y'all with a phone out, like, I'm going to have y'all tackled. Don't do it.
The most awkward thing, though, is to have to stand up at the funeral and speak on, when they say anybody want to give their last
Oh, we
words
didn't
and
do that.
respects
I
and
didn't allow
stuff.
that.
They did that. And, of course, for my grandmother's funeral, everyone looked at me, Tony, you going to go up there. I'm looking around. Y'all want me to do what? Bitch. And you just have to get up there and talk about what? Like, which is great.
They're
great.
funny stories. We had a pastor tell funny stories.
When Shane died, Jerome called me and he was like, bitch, I'm calling you because I know you're going to be the only one that ain't going to be with this sad shit. So, bitch, we sat there and we rode Shane ass, bitch. When I tell you I roasted Shane so motherfucking bad, bitch, about the stupid shit he used to do, about those fucking haircuts, about everything, bitch, just whatever, about his diva ass personality,
I don't see
bitch.
the point of sitting here, like, crying the whole time. Like, there's no... I get it. We're going to cry. It's a shock. It's a death. But it's like, come on, let's move on. Let's think about the good times, because if we stay down here, how are we going to get back up?
Well, you always can get back up. It's
But
okay
some people
to
like to
cry.
lay in the shit,
Carla, it's just everybody grieve at their own time. They get over things in their own time. But I even hear that people, one of my clients just lost their dog of 15 years.
Oh, Joe Budden just lost a second dog too.
Yeah, and it's really, really big for people to lose. And I'm thinking about it. The older Roscoe get, the longer I'm with
How
him.
you think you're going to feel about when
Girl,
Roscoe
I don't know.
here?
I don't motherfucking know. It depends on the support system I have at that time. This is the longest I've been single. I talked about this in therapy, but Roscoe has been my constant throughout for the past 9 years. He has, through any relationship, throughout anything, I know that another nigga is either
You
in
never
my
had
room
any
or
pets that
outside.
died? A fish or nothing?
No. I mean, fish is different now. Shit, fish don't last longer than 5 days. It's not like a 9-year.
5 days. What are you doing to these fish?
That's why I don't buy them bitches no more, bitch.
I remember we beta fish would die all the times they
bitch.
flushed the bitch down the toilet.
But no, a dog, I've had him since he was 10 weeks. He just hit 9 years old. And it's just like, dude, I raised you, nigga. Like, everything about you is me. And you're my companion. You love me
He looked like you a little
regardless.
bit.
I mean, he's a bad bitch. But yeah, I would need some type of therapy because I would lose my best friend. I would lose my constant. Me and him have a connection where I don't even have to speak. Like, I know what he needs and he knows what I need.
With a
without even
dog?
talking. Yes, you don't like Luna, so that's the
I
reason
don't
why
like
you,
Luna. She's annoying.
But it took years for me and Roscoe to get this connection too, because it wasn't like that straight out the gate. Bitch, when I first had him, I wanted to give his ass away.
It's about to be 3 years of this dog.
Yeah, I think about a 5-year mark. I think I was looking at Roscoe like, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. And me either.
You're
Like,
gonna stay here.
you are a permanent, like, nigga, I got a budget for you just like I budget for myself. And nigga,
Yikes.
yeah.
I mean, some people do have their pets as kids.
Yeah.
I just can't relate to that one. I really can't.
Yeah, just you're used to. I don't know if you miss Luna not being around. When we were
No,
going to
because
New
there's
York.
no hair. It was great. I didn't miss her at all.
I miss him. Like, if I travel,
But
for a while,
if I were to be just me and Ayana, I would miss her because
yeah.
I like the bond that she has with Ayana.
yeah.
And then she leaves me alone more if she has a dog.
So Ayana probably would be the one that
Oh.
really would have.
Oh
a
yeah.
fit
That's
with
Ayana's
something.
dog, really. I gotta take care of her
Uh-huh.
or like provide monetary aspect of it, but that's Ayana's dog.
Yeah. So now when I see people that lose pets and stuff like that, my heart really goes out to you because you really are losing a loved one. You're
Right.
losing.
No, you
someone
really
big.
are. You wanna roll over unsolicited?
Yes. You want to go take a break?
Yeah, you need a break?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool. We'll be back, y'all.
Hey guys, so while we take a quick break from going to get high snacks from our favorite corner store.
Hey, it's your favorite corner store, not mine.
Oh no, actually my favorite is Wawa. That's not Wawa.
Okay, good.
I wish Wawa was there. I would lose all my money. Anyways, we want to remind you that we just dropped yesterday a new episode of Patreon for our $5 tier, which is y'all that are with the shits.
Yes. So signing up for Patreon, guys, you can get, like she said, if you're with the shits, you can get 2 bonus episodes a month. And then if you are hot shit, you get 1 bonus episode a month for $3. So it's $5 and $3.
We're also going to do a Q&A live, a little bit more intimate. We can say more because not everyone is there. So if you're a patron, you get to see that on Wednesday the 28th.
Yeah, you really fuck with us, so you're part of your community, and we don't mind being extra open with you guys.
Right.
So sign up for Patreon. It's PATER.
No, sir, you don't. Don't listen to him. Do not listen to him. It's www.patreon.com/shit I'm30. We're gonna link it in the description of the episode. Whatever he said, don't do it.
Patron with the E. That's how I try to remember how to spell it.
Patreon.com/shit I'm30, and you can get extra content from us.
Yes. Check us out.
All right, let's go back to the show. Okay, now that we're back, our bellies are full. Not really, we're just still hungry. All the snacks, empty calories.
Yeah.
I had a Snickers. I had 3 gummy bears because all he gave me out of his big ass pack.
Bitch, I don't know why you see like you're privy to my food. I don't.
I just wanted a piece, and I ate half. What else did I have?
You had a Snicker
Chips Ahoy.
and you had chips.
No, I didn't eat the chips because my chips were stale.
So you had Chips Ahoy, you had a Snicker, and you had a lot of my gummy bears.
I had 3 of your fucking gummy bears.
3 too many. Bitch.
I paid 50 cents for your bag.
I don't give a fuck now. I drove. Shit, that was 50 cents of gas. Now we even. Motherfucker, you ain't have
You
no
drink
food
2 of my water bottles. You know how many water bottles are? If you go to the store and just get that water bottle, it's like $2.50.
If you had filtered water, I'd be drinking your filtered water at your house.
Well, I don't.
That's what you need to get instead of buying a water bottle thing. Buy a filter.
For what? For my
filter.
sink?
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, we're going to go into unsolicited advice. And this one is a little different. We just, like you said, keep going with the sad theme. I'm sorry if this is triggering.
Girl, I tried, honey. I said, girl, this is a little bit too sad, but
I know, but we'll just keep it going with the way it is. It's actually, I go on live sometimes on my phone, and I have really dope conversations with some of my listeners. And there is one guy that always comes in. His screen name, or is this called screen name? Or profile name, or the Instagram name. It's Ease Doggy Dog. So he's usually a regular. He wrote a letter, and we were talking about death, and I was saying that we were gonna do this episode. So, or then we were talking about dating. Whatever. He wrote me an email, and basically he was talking about how he compares his relationship from someone that passed away to new people. So like he hasn't dated in 10 years. So this is how it goes. It says, "This is Ease Doggy Dog from Instagram. I'm the one that's you're initialized." Okay, I already said that. Her name is Chasity, and me and her have known each other from high school, and we even graduated in the same year of 2006. We were dates to our senior prom. One of the things that we both had in common was that we were born with a disability, an ailment that would alter our lives forever. I was born with autism, while she was born with an aorta condition which required heart surgery. At one operation, she died twice and was unable to walk and talk, and doctors said she wasn't expected to live past the age 13. She would later suffer from a series of epileptic seizures for life after that one surgery. What really attracted her to me to her the most was her inner and outer beauty. Despite her having peripheral vision, she never judged me about my disability. She was strong throughout her life. She eventually would regain her mobility and ability to talk. She would go through obstacles such as rape and being taken advantage of, depression, bipolar, etc. Because of our similar struggles, we had a special unbreakable bond, and we were inseparable. She was the one I would lose my virginity to. We were best friends, girlfriend and boyfriend for 10 plus years until her untimely death at age of 25. She passed in her sleep after suffering a seizure. I thought she was just sleeping it off, but when I tried to wake her up the following morning, that's when I found out she was dead. I felt like my life just shattered in front of me. I could barely eat or think right. To this day, I'm still grieving her, and I think about what if she were living. I tried to compare other women to her and tried to reanimate that relationship with other women, but with no avail. I'm still hurting, and the fact is difficult to trust women when they wouldn't even be 100 with me like Chasity was with me. I'm hoping to have this story shared at your future podcast. Thanks. So I actually wanted to share that because I feel like even when it's anybody else that might have died, whether it's a friend or a parent or like that a significant other, we try to look for that in someone else. I feel like I've done it.
Well, even in a breakup, you try to look for other qualities or something like that in your next partner. But just break up, I guess it's the same thing about it's like death.
No,
You have
man,
to
they
grieve.
did. If you break up with it, there was a choice. When they're dead, you don't have
You
a
have
choice.
to grieve the breakup too. So I'm trying to find a way to relate to him. Okay, because I never had a partner that I lost.
What is not necessarily just with a partner. Losing a friend, like he lost a friend. They were best friends, so he's looking for that connection that they had with that one person. You can never find that with anyone else.
He had special connections because they shared the whole thing about having different disabilities and all
Right,
sorts
so
of
he's
stuff.
comparing other people to her, and you should never do that. You should never compare.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. We're so high.
No, you're high, bitch. No,
I'm high?
Yeah, you high.
No.
I'm cool. I'm
cool too.
So what you want to say about this man? Because it was no advice that he was asking for.
It was no advice. When we were on the live, you keep saying that. I told you what he asked. When we were on the live, he was talking
The people
about,
don't know what the fuck you at with their ass. You ain't tell them?
I said it earlier when I started the whole.
Oh.
I literally said what we would be answering
Okay,
to.
my bad.
So who's high?
No, my bad. I didn't hear that part.
Of course you didn't, because you high.
Thank you, Carla. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, he was talking about how he has been single and hasn't like done anything with anyone, you know, because of her and the comparison. So we were all on the live just talking about like what can he do to like start dating. And I thought my biggest thing was stop comparing her to the new women to her, because no one is going to be able to give you what she gave you. You said for if you guys are the same age, so 15 to 25, like, because he's at 10 years, she passed at 25. So that's your childhood and your early adulthood. She shaped you until you were 25, thinking that they're the same age. Like, now you have to become a new man. And that's without her. And you're going to meet people that, like, are there with you now. Probably who she was then, you probably wouldn't be with her past 25. You never know what can happen. But you just can't find that connection, the same connection with everyone. I did it in a relationship. And it never happened. Just because I was comparing instead of letting them be their own person.
Yeah, that's why it's pretty important for you guys to take a break after a relationship, after any loss of a relationship, and rediscover who you are. You know, do things to really focus on self-care, and get back to yourself where you won't be looking for somebody else to give you things that the other person did. Start to give those things to yourself, because it's not fair. I don't think rebounds are fair. I respect someone.
They're not. I had a rebound before, and it wasn't nice.
Yeah, I respect.
Because I knew it.
Yeah, I respect for someone to come to me and tell me like, hey, I'm not serious about a relationship. I just got a serious relationship right now. I'm just focusing on me right now in this particular point in time. I'm just having fun. I respect that. And I'm cool with it. And now I know exactly your boundaries and where not to go. And I can be able to protect my feelings. But were you a rebound?
Have I been someone's rebound?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No one has ever come to you and be like, oh, you know, I just broke up with my girlfriend 2 weeks ago and stuff like that.
No. Unfortunately, the last one never really had a girlfriend ever in his life. No. I mean, I dated a married guy.
You did?
Yeah.
Who?
I talk about it all the time.
I
The one
didn't
that
know.
we're friends, really close friends with till today.
Okay.
Yeah, we dated for a year and some change. He was
Oh,
married.
he was married. Yeah.
Yeah, he was legally married still. They lived in the same house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't mind that, do you?
At the time, I didn't know he was married until about 3 months later. So I didn't know he was married.
Did it let you stop you?
By that time, no.
Hmm.
But there's also the lies. And they made believe like it was something else and what it wasn't. So that was part of it.
Got you.
Yeah.
It's a verse that goes up in my head. If you're a married nigga, peep this. I can keep a secret. That was from Young Miami, part of the City Girls.
She know how to keep secrets.
But it just goes to show that this
secret safe with me,
culture,
bitch.
this culture now about people don't mind getting in relationships or being a side bitch for somebody or nigga for someone that's married. It's like, I don't know. I think we're getting in this whole era where we don't respect the sanctity of marriage and respect
The person
of it.
that's not respecting, we talked about this with the fucking married people, is that I am not in a marriage with his wife. He's the one married. So if he still wants to step out like that, not saying that it's like, oh my God, go ahead and do it. But I didn't sign on papers. I don't know her.
But it's like the respect for the promise. It's like, you know.
Respect to who? He needs to. I didn't make that promise. So why do I have to respect their promise? It's not my promise to respect.
Well, you know, I'm not saying that. It's just like I kind of respect marriage as a whole.
I mean, we should. But
So-
the person married should respect a little bit more for me never have to worry about whether I'm going to respect it or not.
So just for me and my ethics and my values, because I hold marriage so sacred, because I feel like it's a sweet sacred bond. It's like
It
I promise
is.
myself to you and everything. I myself purposely would not knowingly do something to disrespect that. Now, if the person was if the spouse was into it and gave you a pass and I'm cool with that, then yeah, let's fuck. Let's do what we need to do. I'll be your side bitch all day. Your Spaccavelli. I can do that. Whatever you need. Like, it's cool because it's open. Like, you guys have opened up your values and shit like that to outside, forces and stuff.
It ain't got nothing to do with me. And I'm not going to
You don't care either way?
No.
That's cool.
Because,
So, let's say if you married and you found out your husband was cheating, would you go after the bitch that he was cheating with, or would you go after your husband?
Him. She has nothing to do with me.
Have you gone after bitches before?
Yes. At a very young age. And I realized how dumb it was. The moment I done hung up that phone and told the girl off, it's like, the fuck are you going off on her for? Mm-hmm. When he's telling her and selling her dreams. Mm-hmm. Like, what? She don't know me. Mm-hmm. She don't know what it's like here. I don't know what story he telling. Mm-hmm. So it was so dumb for me to go off with another woman. Really, my relationship is not her responsibility. Exactly. It's his.
Exactly. You should 100% check him.
Yeah. So yeah, I've made that mistake. I think we all have at some point in time. Like, in whatever way. Maybe not everyone.
I had to check somebody that tried to come after my boyfriend. I was 19, 20. They tried to come after my boy. He was part of my little friend group. And when I broke up with the boy, we was on a break. You know how you get out in an argument and you break up for 24 hours and some shit like that? He came back to me and told me that I found out that he was being hit on by some of my friends. I think I went through his DMs and saw some shit. Okay. I don't know. And I ended up going off on one boy, which was the boy's best friend. He was like, Tony, I'm sorry. It wasn't me. As a matter of fact, I like you. Shit. I'm trying to get with you. It wasn't me. It was somebody else. And I was like, well, who the fuck was it? It didn't hit me. It was his best friend. So I checked his ass. And when I was like, bitch, you couldn't wait one motherfucking minute, bitch, until we broke up. And the whole thing, the reason why I went out, because you've been in my house. You've been to parties and shit like that. Like I said, you were an extension of my friend group. And nigga, you sitting here just waiting like a fucking vulture for this relationship to end.
That happened to me. There's a girl that actually I work out with her. I knew her from before. So she was a part of the group. And him and I broke up for like a week or something. We were still communicating every day. It was we used to break up like all the time. Right. So it was one of our breakups that we're still talking and cussing each other out. Like, I love you so much. Fuck you too. Blah, blah, blah. It's like 2 weeks of that. He went on a date with her. And she's part of the friend group, like Christmas parties, like everything. There's a picture of the three of us in a picture, like one Christmas party. Yeah. And you took the bitch on a date?
It's weird, to be honest with you. It's like, this bitch have seen us together. Like,
and then a couple years after that, like, she would go to like the events and stay on the other side. She's like, I'm so sorry, please don't beat me up. I'm like, girl.
Oh, because y'all ended up getting back together. So it was,
No, we were still talking. Oh. It's like him and I.
He just dated outside, during a little break.
We did the whole thing like, fuck you, and we're breaking up. But every day we were still talking about, like, we were still together.
Wow.
And he done took the bitch on a date. And I found out because he was at the house and his Snapchat came up and he like, I saw and I pushed it. I saw her name because I'm friends with her too. And there was nothing there but like a very simple, it was nothing there. But you know how you can scroll down if the messages are saved, you can see them all?
Mm-hmm. Oh, he saved them all.
Oh, I don't know who, either she saved them, he saved them, or their settings are that way. I don't know what it was. But it was like, I'm here, are you here? It was a bar on iDrive. And I'm like, oh.
See, he should have just came out and told you. Once y'all got back together, he could have cleared himself and was like, listen,
we were still in that like time that we weren't together, quote unquote, still seeing each other.
So you ain't have nothing. You can't say nothing.
Yes, I could. To her, yes, you was my man. You was still fucking me. You still my man.
Oh, see, that's the confusing part.
Yeah.
If you do something out, like, I couldn't get mad at my ex if he would have did something with the boy. Only thing I can be mad about is that the boy was my friend.
You break up with me, and within 24 hours you're fucking somebody else, I'm whooping your ass.
No, that's not.
You cheated on me. There is a time frame.
He should go with another problematic.
There is a time frame. You cannot fuck nobody else right away. Girl, you cheated. That's going down in the books as a cheat. Tally mark. Cheated.
We just talking about rebounds. Sometimes, in order for me to get over and not to call you and shit like that, I might need to go fuck somebody else and occupy my time. So I won't be stupid on the phone, especially if I know I need to break up with your ass, but my heart and the routine of talking to you just won't let it go. So, no, he ain't cheating on you. He doing what he has to do. He's single. Contract is done when you say we're over.
Nope, it's not. Because I've been saying that shit because I'm mad. And he need to figure that out. I'm just mad. That's how it works over here. Thank God you're gay. You don't have to deal with me.
No, thank God you're in therapy and you're going to overcome that shit. How about that?
That was years ago.
What about
I don't
now?
do that anymore. No, I
Oh.
haven't even done it once.
Because of how passionate as you are, and now you're talking in like.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't done that. But I really do believe like, if we break up for whatever reason, don't go fuck somebody within 24 hours.
Oh,
We gonna fight.
I guess it's a protection period in this contract.
Yes,
that
there
we
is a
have.
protection period.
Okay.
Fuck.
Well, how long does the protection period last?
A month.
So I can't have sex with anybody else for a whole month.
Then we can't get together, or it goes down as cheating. If we get back together, it means you cheated.
Okay, girl.
So every time we fight, I'm gonna tell you cheated.
Okay. This is what y'all have looking forward to. This is the shit y'all normalize. It's so stupid. I don't belong to anybody, for one. So if I decide to break up with you, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do with my life. That is my privilege now. That is something I've earned by letting your ass go.
Whatever.
And your daughter is making coffee at fucking 8 o'clock. In
Is she?
I smell it. I could, my nose could be off, but I smell coffee.
Ayana!
No mind.
Oh, you about to get her in trouble?
Okay, it could just be me.
Because you know she's making coffee right now and whoop her ass.
Okay. We're going to edit that part out.
Okay.
All right.
You gonna edit that part
Let's
out.
go to our... no, we got one more letter to read.
Oh, we can just go ahead and we can read
Okay.
that one
So
later.
we're going to go ahead and go to our next segment.
Shit talk!
You so extra when you lie. So extra, bitch. So...
Okay. So yesterday, shout out to I don't actually know her name, and I think she's a patron as well. Her Instagram is his BBP, I believe. She has hooked me up with her HBO and Stars account, so I can watch Euphoria, and then I needed to watch Power. And
you
she's
the
a
most
shit.
begging this bitch for somebody's emails and passwords to these accounts. Ugh.
But I watched it. Don't be.
But you
go
can
ahead.
spend $14 on snacks.
That wasn't $14.
You did spend $14 at 7-Eleven.
I had a big ass thing of water, and it cost more at 7-Eleven than it does at Walmart. Your snack was $2.50,
and I gave you $2.
so I didn't spend $14. I spent $12,
Oh,
including a pack of water.
Guess how much stars cost? $12.99.
A month.
Go ahead,
Anyways, why you hating?
I'm not.
Oh, anywho, so I went to go watch Power, and so I won't give too much of a spoiler alert, but kind of spoiler alert. They changed the song.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the regular song. What's the point of changing the song? It's a classic song. We dance to it. Like, we know, we get hyped to like, this is a big rich town.
It's iconic.
Yes, like
That's the best part of the show, to be honest with you.
my favorite part, because I want to rap to, because I don't know all the lyrics, so I'll be reading the captions, so I sound like I'm like rapping to it. I get really excited about it. I really do.
Especially that view. That view is so typical, like New York. It gives me.
Well, did they change the intro?
Did they? View?
I don't remember.
Mm.
I just know once the music wasn't there anymore, I was pissed. So I was like on Instagram. So anyway, I think the first episode was a waste of my time. I literally wasted an hour. I don't know if I'm gonna even like the season. Maybe it could be a slow start. But the entire thing was based around Angela dying. We knew she got shot.
Angela died?
Yes, Angela died.
Oh my God!
Bitch, why are you screaming? Yeah, she never came back
Why
after
did you
being
tell
shot.
me you was going to spoil this for me? I didn't watch it.
Trust me, they'll tell you right away. It's not like the main
Carla.
thing.
Social media has been doing so good by not telling me.
Because
that it's-
everybody thought it was so trash that no one's really gonna talk about it.
But you just spoiled it.
Yeah, that's the whole episode. You don't gotta watch shit else. She died. I just saved you an hour, bitch. She died. You saw the reaction? That was my reaction, and then it's over, and I'm like, now I'm still here for the next 45 minutes, and ain't nothing else happening. Nothing else happening.
You could have warned me, bitch. I could have stepped out.
I saved you an hour of your life. You know what you can do with this hour? So, yeah, I won't say anything else because really there's nothing else to say about the episode. Like, they changed the song and Angela died. And I'm just pissed that I lost that fucking hour.
So this is my shit talk for the week. So Popeyes done dropped a new chicken sandwich.
I'm so tired of these motherfuckers.
And of course, what niggas do when niggas get something that they really, really like, we go overboard. Which I don't mind. I love seeing the memes and shit like that that's been going around.
I'm tired of those fucking memes.
I love the fact that because Popeyes has always been one of my favorite fucking foods, and I think everybody knows that.
Should we go eat some Popeyes?
No, we should not.
Okay.
But yeah. So I love to see the lines and shit, and how all y'all are just getting a part of this. This is part of Black culture. One thing I don't like, though, is you ignorant motherfuckers going up there fucking fighting, okay? You motherfuckers, you get mad. I saw one meme, one video. One lady went up there and she was mad. It was no more motherfucking chicken sandwich. So she started cussing out the motherfucking everybody at the motherfucking restaurant, going to fuck off. And then one of the workers said something back to her. She's like, "What, bitch? What?" And the manager was like, "Ma'am, no, please. She's underage. She's underage. Well, get the bitch. The bitch is blessed. The bitch is motherfucking blessed. And I make my motherfucking chicken sandwiches." I saw one video of one nigga bringing a raw whole chicken. Because Popeye said they ran out of motherfucking chicken.
Stop.
And he said, "Cut this up, bitch, and make my motherfucking chicken sandwich, okay?" I've seen videos of people in the motherfucking
That's funny, though. That's funny.
Right. This nigga had a raw chicken, nigga, talking about cut this shit up and make this motherfucking sandwich. I seen a video of a motherfucking manager. They going off through the drive-thru. And bitch, somebody in the back seat of the car said something smart. The manager came outside the motherfucking restaurant. I was like, "What did you say?" So y'all messing with these people. Listen, people that work at Popeyes, it's people that either used to sell drugs back in the day. They trying to get their life together.
Anthony,
Okay.
oh, but I'm problematic.
Listen,
and you're generalizing people
I'm not
that are hardworking
I'm not
at
done.
Popeyes.
I'm not
Y'all
done.
should be offended if you listen to the show and work at Popeyes.
Carla,
Those are not my views.
Carla, let me finish my shit talk, please. Thank you.
That was really mean.
Carla, thank you. I'm
That was
sorry.
mean.
I'm sorry I offended you. Either somebody that worked out that got out of jail or stuff like that for beating up her baby daddy or some shit like that. She got 2 goals in her motherfucking mouth. Somebody listen. Y'all know people that work at Popeyes. My point in saying people that some people, not all people, because you listen. Popeyes only hire if you 18 and up too. It's very rare to hire somebody else underage. Because I remember I used to want to work at Popeyes when I was in high school. That was the shit. I really wanted that job so bad. But people that work at Popeyes tend to have lived a rough life, or they from the hood, or they don't take bullshit. It's not Chick-fil-A, nigga. They not asking these motherfucking people what are their values and how do they, what's their relationship with God and all this other shit like the interviews they do in Chick-fil-A. But they just want to make sure you ain't got no felonies for killing people, and then if you don't, bitch, you can work there. Y'all stop running up on these motherfucking Popeyes workers. You got to understand, these motherfuckers are overworked. Okay, they ain't used to this shit. Popeyes usually is slow. Okay?
No, it's not.
Listen,
Except
Popeyes,
lunchtime.
Except lunchtimes. But other than that, it's on the weekend, on a Saturday night, or during lunchtime. Popeyes really ain't have a rush like that around the clock. They know they got their peak season and it's dying down. Y'all have been overworking these motherfuckers out the motherfucking blue. I bet they wasn't prepared for that. It wasn't trained for this. But what they have been trained for is to whoop your motherfucking ass running up on them. Y'all stop that. And people that work at motherfucking Popeyes, y'all stop clapping back, bitch. What about customer service? This is your fucking job.
You just said they don't care about life.
Listen, they do. I'm telling you this. You work at a company, you represent a company. Stop taking this shit personal, okay? Like, y'all have to let this shit, it's water off the duck's back. Like, bitch, they talking to Popeyes. They ain't talking to you. You ain't buying a motherfucking chicken.
Nah, when
you
he
ain't
said
spending
bitch
money.
And pointed, he was talking at me. He wasn't talking at Popeyes. When they say make my motherfucking sandwich, they weren't talking to Popeye, bitch. That bitch was talking to me.
But you know what? I'm just not going to let anybody get me to put me in a situation. I'm going to go to jail, or I'm going to lose my motherfucking job, something that I'm using to work to feed my kids or whatever have you, right? You don't let these people get to you, okay? We got to do better, black people. Like I said, I'm loving this shit and everything like that, but white people ain't dragging they motherfucking Chick-fil-A server across the motherfucking aisle.
They don't have to.
When she left
They
the
give you
pickles
extra
off her
sauce.
chicken and shit.
Find me a person that had a Chick-fil-A with no pickle. They will give you a free sandwich and let you know there's no pickle on
It's
it.
just the customer service. And like I said, I'm not shitting on our culture and shit like that. I love it. But y'all, I got to call this shit out. This shit is stupid. It's giving us, I'm embarrassed. Somebody put on Instagram or Twitter, said, I'm secondhand embarrassed for you bitches. And I am. I'm embarrassed about you bitches sometimes. I'm like, this shit is really going around.
Question, business-wise and culture-wise, I'm shocked that you say you love what's going on with Popeyes. I think it's the dumbest shit in the motherfucking world.
Why?
The advertisement we're giving to a company like Popeyes, how strong y'all can come together over a stupid ass mediocre piece of chicken, but y'all can't come together like this when it comes to other things. And give it like all that money y'all spending and like getting just to go viral on a video or for a couple of likes. Y'all could be doing it for a local community.
So, this is the problem with woke people. We kind of take the fun out of stuff, right?
Why?
Listen, can I finish?
Fun.
Let me finish. Popeyes is not hurting anybody. Popeyes has not donated to any anti-LGBT coordinations, correlations or anything like
That's
that.
I'm not saying because
They
of the company.
haven't, but I'm just saying Popeyes have been a strong pillar in the black community
I'm
for a
not
very long
saying
time.
that
So
it's because it's Popeyes.
I'm happy. Well, and even about the chicken sandwich,
It
like
could have been anywhere.
It can be fun. It's like niggas love chicken. We love chicken. We
Right. So
seriously
why are
do.
we out here acting like fucking like monkeys? Like we're like, no, we're not an attraction. We're not something to make fun. Like, no.
It's not the whole thing.
Be
It's-
smart about where you putting your money. Like everybody's flocking to fucking Popeyes. Let's flock and do something for our communities. What is Popeyes doing for our community? Other than putting fried chicken and getting our high blood pressure up.
Carl, I'm not gonna argue with you, but I'm pretty sure Popeyes have done some donations.
Well,
and
you
stuff
can't
like that.
assume.
You can't assume either because you haven't looked.
I'm
it
not
up.
saying they haven't. All I'm saying is I would rather for us to go this strong to something else. Just going out there and getting extra chicken
thank you.
sandwiches
Okay.
and wasting your time all for a couple likes on Instagram.
So you gonna let me finish my thing? This right here goes ahead and show how powerful the black influence is, okay, and how we really can make a company a fucking success overnight. So the reason why I like it is it shows our power, right? Now, do we flex our power in the right position sometimes? Not
No.
all the time, no. But it just goes to show how powerful the black dollar is and how powerful the black voice is and how funny and how innovative and creative we are. That's one thing I do love to see, okay? People, I've seen some great things about this Popeyes chicken sandwich. I've seen some testimonials. I've seen a
Everything
band
I've
in
seen
there.
has been bad.
Well, I've seen a mixture of stuff, and it's like I look at things totally different. So I've talked my shit about the people out there acting ignorant. You motherfuckers know y'all out there acting stupid for some motherfucking clout and shit like that, and then y'all need your ass whooped, okay? But for the motherfuckers that's really making this funny, I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying people saying, "Oh, this is the best chicken sandwich ever," and shit, no Chick-fil-A. I've been looking for a reason not to buy one of them cracker ass motherfucking sandwiches, but here we are. We got a chicken sandwich with Popeyes.
Save
So-
y'all coins. How much is a chicken sandwich?
You haven't even tried
$7?
chicken sandwich. It's
I don't want
$6.
to. I have no desire to go and like. No, the only meme that I believe from the internet is like watch in 30 years or in 10 years when all y'all got some type of fucking disease and it all came from this goddamn Popeyes chicken. Cause I wouldn't doubt if it's the government and the white man out here talking about, let me put this chicken out
Girl,
and
shut your
make it crazy
problematic
and then
ass
all
up.
y'all finna die
It's the
because
same.
these people don't fiddle a fucking piece of chicken on your head and you all went flocking to fucking Popeyes. You know what?
I'm rolling my eyes because Carla just sat here and ate a whole Snicker, a bag of Chips Ahoy, and some motherfucking gummy bears. All this other fake shit that she get from these fucking stores and these different restaurants, and you caring about.
And
your
nobody made
worries
me
of
go
chicken
over there
sandwich,
and like.
and you haven't eaten it, so shut the fuck up.
I'm not, so I'm gonna live.
Well, congratulations, honey. Let them people enjoy their fucking
No,
chicken
you're
sandwiches.
killing yourselves.
And you not?
No.
Okay. Well, this wraps up today's episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like I said, we drop bonus episodes on Patreon twice a month.
And you're about to get a clip now. So don't, I was gonna say, don't hang up. Don't leave the phone. Stay tuned because it's coming up right after we're finished with this.
All right, guys.
See you
Check
next
us out
week.
later. Bye.
Bye.